Yo guys, what's good? As here presenting another installment of Quick Cuts. Today's feature, the assassin Nermash. Let's go! Nermash is a rare darkness hero with physical attack type in the chaos position. His passive is final hit, attacking a target if its health gets to 10% or below. The S1 will deal 150% damage to a single enemy, and if they die, Nermash gets another turn. S2 is his moneymaker, a big 700% damage multiplier. Let's quickly check out his gear and stats. Being a chaos type, his top row is the more important. He has all legendary pieces that portray a good mid-game account. I was focusing on attack speed and hit, while trying to get as much crit damage as possible. Let's get into some PvP action. Here I paired him with Annie and Bathory, trying to get as much mana as possible early on to show his nuking capabilities. Alright, Strengths and Weaknesses. First, let's start with his strengths. His crit rate is naturally pretty good at 120 base, and his 110 base speed is solid. Out of all the rares with a 500% or more multiplier, he has the highest base attack, being 1152 at level 75. He is one of the few heroes you might consider unleashing potential. When doing this, his S2 multiplier shoots up to 1050, making him an insanely hard hitter. Mana generation is one of the most important things you have to consider when doing PvP, while in PvE you might be able to get away with slower mana generation. Being that his purpose is to nuke targets, you need to pair him with mana generators such as Annie, Bathory or Rachel. And here we go, we use this on the Zeon that is there. It's an FC Zeon in case you wonder. And that was a very quick nuke. 750% multiplier is more than enough to nuke most of these higher defense targets away with no problems. His biggest weakness is his element. He will only generate 1 mana per auto attack, meaning you need him to survive 5 rounds when not being able to break a Darkstone. This can prove as challenging, making him a very low priority for PvP. However, that's also not the place most of you want to use him. Because of that, we will be jumping into the special dungeon, a place where he can shine. Before we do that, we will try again on the Anastasia. Now she has a damage shield, so let's see how this works out. Another solid hit. Pretty good if you ask me. And here we are. So the team I'm pairing him with is Garth and Kaya, the other two are mandatory, just to make him survive, to show you what he can do. Let's go. I will also speed up through most of the run and highlight his capabilities. When you're using him for the special difficulty, you also want to make sure that his stone is something different than light or dark. Our focus now is to build up his mana in order to use his S2 as quickly as possible. And here we test out his S2. Let's see how much damage it can deal. Almost a one-shot, not bad. Now we're making our way slowly through the first wave. That means trying to break as many targets as possible, gain mana as we go on, and most importantly try to keep him alive, as well as keep his mana stacked up so we are ready for phase 2. We reached wave 2 and now we can try it out on a little bit lesser defense target. Whoa, that one-shot him. And with that we're making our way through phase 2. So I sped this up heavily in order to get quickly to phase 3. So while this is going out in the background, let's talk a bit about when would you use him and is he really worth to be built up. Because he is part of some mandatory secret dungeons, you should maybe just 5-star him and leave him at that. Don't invest too much into him, because there isn't many other areas he can be useful for. As mentioned in the PvP section before, his mana gain is fairly slow because he is a dark unit, and you might be better off just raising another damage dealing unit that can build up mana quicker. Maybe fire one or maybe a frost one. He can only be made proper use of if his enemies have darkstone, so he can generate mana. In addition to that, I would pair him with at least one more dark type hero to make sure that the targets are constantly broken. Once the mana issue is sorted out, he can be a very solid asset for a team. He's way stronger than a lot of other dark type units. Unfortunately, he alone is not a unit that will enhance your teams. Teams have to be built around him to make him work. He's not as solid as Kaya or Eden, who can be useful even without a team built around them. I really hope this helps showcasing him properly. Consider subscribing to see more videos like this in the future, and don't forget to hit the bell as well. Leave a comment to let me know what hero you want to see next, and I will try to do my best to get him in there. As always, it was a pleasure to have you here, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the grind.